All right, it is time once again to film a TBR video. It feels too soon. I'm gonna be honest. It feels too soon. I didn't read nearly as many books in February as I usually do, so I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about March. Part of it is I went on vacation in February, but also I've been choosing to do things other than read, which is wild. I mean, not wild. I want to do other things other than read. I do not want reading to be my only hobby, but having been my primary hobby for so long, to now all of a sudden have it be sharing space with other hobbies, just it's a whole new world, friends. Anyways, hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Em, and let's just dive right on into this TBR. So we're gonna start off with my pick for my year of Butler and Gaskell that I'm doing, where I am alternating every month reading a book by Octavia E. Butler and reading a book by Elizabeth Gaskell. I initially had a book club on Fable, and if you are one of the 4 people that signed up, I am so sorry I have flaked out. I do not enjoy using Fable. So I am so sorry. If you have been reading along, if you're a Kindred, hi, I'm so happy that you did, and I'm so sorry that that just is not my strong suit. I cannot keep up with yet another app, is what I learned. For this month, because the odd months are Butler months, I am going to be reading Fledgling, which I'm nervous-sided about. I'm nervous because this is a very contentious title of Butler's, where we have a vampire in the body, in what looks like a 10-year-old girl's body, but she's actually much, much older. And I've heard this yucks a lot of people. And I've heard this yucks a lot of people. Oh, are we done? And I've heard this yucks a lot of people out. So we'll see. But I'm excited because it is one of her more contentious titles, and I want to be able to throw my 2 cents into the ring and see what I think. And I feel like this is going to be such a shift from Kindred. And then I have a few book projects that I'm wanting to tackle in March. They do feel kind of lofty, so we'll see if they are attainable. I actually might be slowing down my posting schedule. I know I only post 2 days a week. That might be going down to 1 time a week for a while, just so that I have more time to read things that I really want to read and post less bullshit videos. I'm not wanting to make bullshit videos, is basically what I'm saying. I don't want to be doing a new releases I'm excited about. Not because those videos don't have value, but those are not fun for me to film. And if I film them, it's because I don't have any other content ideas. So that's really what I'm trying to avoid, is to only filming content that I'm excited about and not just posting to appease the algorithm gods, if you will. But 3 books that are going to be in one of the projects, and if this is not a spoiler, because if you watched the video I made where I went through the R fantasy bingo board for 2024, then like you've seen these books already. But for that particular project, I want to read Ardent Violet and the Infinite Eye by Alex White. This is book 2 in the Star Metal Symphony. Book 1 is August Kitco and the Mechas from Space. I always want to call it the Super Mechas from Space, and that's not right. Alex White is one of my favorite authors. This is a really fun space opera series with these mechs that come down, and there's a music component, which I really, really enjoy, and I'm excited to read this one. Yeah, it just came out at the end of last year, and I've yet to get to it. My husband actually beat me to it. Pause. I made coffee, and I haven't had any of it yet, so just hold please. All right, I'm also going to be reading The Outside by Ada Hoffman. This is bordering on a TBR veteran. I've had this on my shelf for a long time. And this one, oh, it has super intelligent AI gods. Great, that won't be terrifying. That won't be terrifying. But the main character, I believe, is on the spectrum for this book. I don't remember if that is something that is said explicitly in the text, or if it's something that readers have just inferred from the way she interacts with the world. But I have a lot of friends on Instagram who really, really loved this book, so I'm excited to finally get to it. And then I'm going to be coming back to a book that I soft DNF'd a couple of years ago, and that is The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez. I read The Vanished Birds a couple of years ago and absolutely loved it. It was like I think it was my favorite book of the year. And I also had started this that same year, shortly after finishing The Vanished Birds, and I got about 100 pages in and I liked it, but I was so overwhelmed by all the things going on. And so I just sat it down knowing I would come back, and I think it's time to come back to this book. I think I'm ready. This is fantasy. There's a lot of things going on. It's not very linear storytelling. And yeah, so we'll just see how this goes. I am expecting to love it if I can get into it. But I have the audiobook. I'm reading a little bit slower. I've been reading some more big brain books, so thumbs up, fingers crossed. Let's just hope I get through it. All right, so those are those books. I also, last month, Scythe and Sparrow came out by Brynne Weaver. This is the last book in the Ruinous Love trilogy, and I'm really excited for this one. She has been dropping hints about these two characters through the other two books, and I have been like, I cannot wait to see what happens with this particular couple. I absolutely loved Butcher and Blackbird. It was like one of my favorite books when I read it. I didn't love book 2, which I can't remember what it's even called. It was just fine. So I'm hoping that this one is at the same level as Butcher and Blackbird. But this is a dark romance series about serial killers and just horrible people who fall in love, but it's also funny. Definitely not for everybody, but definitely for me. And then book club wise, I have a few. For the Betty Pages Challenge Yourself Reading Challenge, I am going to be reading Abortion, Our Bodies, Their Lies, and the Truths We Use to Win. This is obviously nonfiction. For the Betty Pages Reading Challenge, there is a theme throughout the year. This year, the theme is Dystopians Are So 2025. And then the owner of Betty's Pages, which is an indie bookstore, she picks a book from each age category. And so there's always an adult, a YA, a middle grade, a kids, and then this year there's also a nonfiction. And I'd read all the other options that I was interested in, so I'm going to be reading this. I think this is going to be a heavy nonfiction month for me, actually, which I'm kind of excited about. And then for the SFF book club I'm in, I'm going to be reading Symbiosis by Sue Burke. I am really excited to read this. I don't know what it's about, but Angela at Literature Science Alliance has read through this series. She read it last year, and she talked so highly of it that it's definitely been on my radar, and I'm really excited that I now have like a push to pick it up. I don't think it's very thick, but I do think it's denser writing. So we'll really be testing my big brain capabilities this month. And then for the buzzword reading challenges, for the cover challenge, it is to read a book with books on the cover. And I'm going to read Wooing the Witch Queen because I have this on audio from Libro FM. It was an ALC a while ago, and there's a library in the background. And I'm hoping that this is like a fun, silly, goofy time and that I really enjoy it and that it's a good brain break from all the heavier genre books that I'm attempting to read this month. And then the title challenge is to read a book with Thing in the cover. And I'm going to be reading The End of Everything, Astrophysically Speaking by Katie Mack. This is also nonfiction. It's very shiny. And this is broken up into 5 parts, and each part is a potential way that the universe could end. I'm hoping that it is fun and maybe a little bit scary, and also maybe makes me feel supremely insignificant in the best possible way. Is what I'm going for. I also need to continue on with the Lady Darby series, so I'm going to be trying to pick up A Grave Matter. This is book 3. This is a historical cozy mystery series set in Scotland that follows a widow as she is solving mysteries and also falling in love with an inquiry agent. And I really love book 1. I didn't love book 2, so I'm stalling a little bit on picking up the next book in this series, but hopefully hopefully I would like book 3 just as much as I liked book 1. And then I have a bunch of holds on at the library. I don't know when all of them are going to come in or like what order they're going to come in. I know Phantasma is currently on the way to me. We'll definitely be reading that because since it's so new and so popular, I will not be able to renew it, so I'm looking forward to that. I also have The Message by Ta-Nehisi Coates out from the library, which is also new, so I can't renew it, so I'll be hoping to get to this. I also have this on audio from Libro FM. Those are both very different vibes, but I'm just trying to balance that physical TBR, library, girly lifestyle constantly. All right, now let's dive into my TBR jar. I'm only going to be drawing 2 books as I've been doing this year. I did not get to We Are Satellites by Sarah Pinsker, so that has gone back in here. So I did not read that in February. I also finally added all the books that I acquired since the beginning of the year, and so we got some new options. I'm gonna try to draw a yellow one because those are the new ones. I put yellow in, and then I'll draw like another random one. Which one is that? Okay, this one that's stuck. Oh, and this is what I actually just brought home this morning. It is an ARC, and it is the Baby Dragon Cafe. That's so fun. I'm so glad I pulled this. This is by, who's this by? A.T. Qureshi, and this actually is already out, I believe, in the UK, but doesn't come out in the States until July. But this says it's perfect for fans of Legends and Lattes and Assisted to the Villain. And I love Legends and Lattes, and I have paused Assisted to the Villain, but I really liked the first 41% that I read. I'm so excited. I think this will be such a good time. I'm hoping that I love it. I don't know, all my hopes, wishes, and dreams are writing on this arc right now. And then we'll pick one more. I'll pick a different color. I won't pick another new one. Red? Okay, we got a red one. Oop. White one tried to escape. And on the red one, can you see that? I Like Me Better, which is a YA romance, and YA is right behind me. This is by, did I say this was by Robbie Weber? Sports romance. One of them's a soccer player. My middle kid read this not too long ago and really liked it and said it was really cute and sweet, and I haven't read a queer YA romance for a hot minute. I think this will be perfect for rounding out my reading month. I also just want to acknowledge that March is middle grade March, and I have definitely fallen off my middle grade reading in the last couple of years. I don't read nearly as much as I used to. I want to do a designated vlog where I just read middle grade in honor of it, but I don't want to devote my whole month to reading middle grade. I just want to devote, you know, like maybe a week, maybe 5 days, reading as much middle grade as I can. I'm not setting a TBR for that. We'll just see what happens. I also try to read every month a book off of my Kobo that has been on there for a while, not one that I've purchased recently, but one that's kind of been languishing. I don't select that one ahead of time. That's more of a mood read to see what I'm in the mood for, but I will add that as well. Is there anything I've forgotten to tell you about? Oh, I might make a video with recommendations based off the middle grade March prompts for this year, but I might not. So let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see a video like that. If you are doing middle grade March and you want help picking books that fulfill the prompts that have been posted on the Instagram, because while I may not have been reading middle grade as much in recent year, I still have opinions about middle grade, and I still feel like my favorites are severely under-read. So I'm always happy to yap about middle grade, and who knows, maybe this will help me reignite my love for middle grade. It's not, well, not reignite my love. I still love middle grade. There's just too many books. There's just too many books. Anyways, now I'm just rambling, so let's go ahead and wrap up this video. Of course, I would love to hear your opinions about the books that have ended up on this TBR for this month. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings. Let me know what you're gonna read in March if you're participating in middle grade March. And if you wanna leave an emoji to let me know you made it to the end of this video, let's do a soccer ball. And like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Bye!